Hello everyone, I did my informative speech over poverty in the US. There are many problems present in the world today, especially in the US, that deal with the livelihood of the less fortunate. This problem, poverty in the US specifically, has been present for over 200 years. According to a 2019 article by Move for Hunger, they stated, there has been a stunning increase in the number of emergency food programs over the last 40 years. We as Americans have not done an exceptional job of suppressing the problem within our communities. During this speech, I will be covering the basis of what poverty is, how it affects the U.S. specifically, and how we as Americans can combat this problem. While researching, I was able to find the correct definition of poverty, and that was the state of being extremely poor. In America today, specifically in larger cities, you can walk down any street and spot some sort of poverty. Whether it be the less fortunate sitting against a building holding a sign saying anything will help, to soup kitchens and other services provided to help out. Even though we Americans see it mainly in larger cities, it's also present in rural towns across the Midwest and the rest of the country. According to a 2019 article by Move for Hunger, they noted that 41 million Americans face hunger each and every day. Poverty is inevitable in today's day and age. It always has been and it always will be. The reason why so many Americans are in this position of poverty is due to the fact of income inequality and racial profiling. Poverty doesn't only affect adults. Young kids who must endure this tragic outcome experience major setbacks in school due to the fact they try and learn on an empty stomach. African Americans and Hispanics are among the types of groups to be targeted as less fortunate due to the fact they get the short end of the stick when it comes to careers and opportunities. Another group affected tremendously by poverty are our veterans because they don't always come home to a job or a family who can give them the care they need to succeed. Poverty is one of the leading problems in America, and on a greater scale, the world. Every country located on every continent experiences some sort of poverty, from leading world countries such as China and Russia to third world countries like Mexico and India. Even though poverty affects many different countries, I will be focusing mainly on how poverty affects you, Americans. In America today, there are millions of Americans who go through their daily routines on street corners, interstates, under bridges, etc. According to a 2019 article by ATD Fourth World, they presented that the United States has one of the highest poverty rates in the developed world. It's almost impossible to walk down the streets of New York or Chicago without identifying someone in need of help. Soup kitchens are full almost daily, and the streets are filled with hopelessness. According to a 2019 article by Oxfam America, they stated 50 million people in the U.S. live in poverty, with little hope of mobility for themselves or their children. The American people need to be disgusted by this number. It makes America look as if we are weak. As one of the richest countries in the world, America should not have a problem trying to combat this outcry. But in reality, we do. Poverty in America looks as if we will never find a solution for this ongoing problem. But the solution is in the workforce and the millions of volunteers trying to make the less fortunate succeed. America has tried dearly to try and suppress this ongoing problem, but nothing really seems to work. Many organizations have been created for the sole purpose of helping. These include Children's Hunger Alliance, Oxfam America, the Hunger Project, Bread for the World, and many more. The problem, though, originates mainly in how the wealthy hoard their money. It doesn't help when the rich don't seem to care at all about the poor. According to a 2019 article by ATD Fourth World, they stated, the poorest 50% of Americans, or the wealthiest 400 American families have more wealth than the poorest 50% of Americans combined. We as Americans need to step up by donating more money to help this cause, and this starts with first the government, then the rich. I'm not trying to put all the blame on the rich and government. Every day, Americans need to have a sense of urgency when taking this problem on firsthand. This starts with volunteering at local soup kitchens, donating to helpful causes, helping build tiny homes for families, just by simply lending a helping hand. Businesses can also do their part by providing more steady jobs that allow the adults of the household to support their family's needs. Since America has arguably the best economy in the world, this shouldn't be too big of an issue. Everyone needs to step up and do their part, whether it be the middle class families to our politicians up in the big house. In the end, we as Americans need to have a sense of urgency when dealing with poverty. Throughout this speech, I extended over the subjects of how it affects America, the gist of poverty, and how we can help the cause. Everyone must do their part, from the upper class to the working class. Poverty is a terrifying experience to endure. No one can conquer it alone. Thank you.